Okay, well, happy Tuesday evening to you all. It's about 7:30, and I've got to head back to my warehouse to meet up with Blinky Knievel, Adrian, one of the guys that went on the scooter trip to the Ozarks with me last week. One of my channel viewer commenters sent me a note saying that he had a brand new 2019 Cub just sitting in his garage, and he's not going to use it. He's not going to ride it. He's a little too big for it, I guess, and he just decided that's not really his speed, and he wanted to unload it for a very good price. And he said, you know, if your buddy needs the bike, give him my contact info and we'll make a deal. So I did, and they did. And Adrian said that he's going to be headed up to Minnesota tomorrow from Houston to go pick up that bike. And I told him that I've got a hitch carrier that just plugs into the back of your class 3 receiver hitch and carries the bike behind the car. And that's what he's going to do. He's just going to go up there and put it on the back of his car and drive it back. Now, me, being the devil that I am, I was saying, hey, you know, why don't we just figure out a way to rent a truck? We'll haul mine up there and we'll both ride our Cubs back from Minnesota. He said, I probably can't swing that with the wife. He already was out for a long, week-long ride, so getting another 2 or 3 day ride might be pushing a little much. So that's all right, I understand. So he's going to do the easier route. It's not easy. I've done this many, many times. You drive up to some other state, across the country, pick up a bike and ride back, drive back, whatever. I'm trying to think how many times I've done it. 5 or 6 times. I've gone many states away with a rental car just to get to where the bike is, do the deal, and ride the bike back. It's a lot of fun. Get a road trip out of the deal. Now, I only do that with newer bikes, of course. If it's an older bike or questionable mechanical history, then you're really taking a risk. You could end up sitting on the side of the road for quite a while. But, new bikes, anything that's been maintained well or is reasonably new, chances of a breakdown are pretty slim. You might get a flat tire or something like that, but mechanical failures are pretty few and far between these days with modern machines. So I'm just taking a little Cub commute over to the warehouse to let him borrow that hitch carrier, and I'll hear from him in a couple of days, I guess, whenever he gets back. So that'll be neat. I let him ride my Cub around the other day. After we got done with our ride on the scooters, I let him take the Cub around for a little while, and also the Riker, just to give him a feel for different machines, and he really liked the Cub. He's like, yeah, I still want one. I definitely want one. Ooh, no footer, no footer. Ha ha ha, he pulled it off. No feet down during that exercise. So I decided to take the Cub over to the warehouse tonight because we'll throw the hitch carrier on his car, SUV, whatever he's got, and we can actually roll mine up onto the carrier and strap it down. That way he can get kind of an idea of what he's going to be looking at when he picks his up. The Cub is it's going to be a strange animal to strap down. I haven't done it. There are no exposed handlebars anywhere, so you're going to be hard pressed to find a safe spot to strap down the bike without breaking plastics. So I have a couple sets of what are they called? I'll think of the name of them, but they're really good motorcycle tie downs. And they've got the nylon loop that you put over your bike, the soft touch, that way you're not actually putting a hook on your bike. So I'm thinking we can just wrap the grips and then cinch down off of that. We'll see. The back end won't be a problem because you got the swing arm and the shocks and the wheel and everything back there, so that'll be easy. So he may have been thinking I was joking when I said I was ready to ride back from Minnesota. I'm dead serious, man. I am certifiably nutso. I'll do it. Drop of a hat. Yep, let's go. I am bucking fonkers, man. I'll do it. Might not be a good idea though on a brand new bike. We would have to do a lot of, you know, throttle up and coast downs and, you know, break in his motor gracefully instead of just beating the snot out of it for 1,300 miles, 1,400 miles, whatever it is. And we would also need to do a roadside oil change somewhere at no more than 600 miles. Nobody coming. So, I mean, it's not a big deal to do a roadside change on these. You just need a ratchet and a 17 millimeter socket, very simple. And a pan and a quart of oil. That's it, 1 quart. And it doesn't even take the whole quart. It takes like 0.8. So, I don't know. We'll see if he changes his mind on the ride. I doubt it, but if he does, I'm ready. Let's go. These tires are still pretty good. I don't think that they're even barely worn in yet. I've got 2,400 miles on the bike. 2,408. I'm sure I've got another 6,000 miles in these tires, at least at the, you know, the wear rate that they're going down. They still look brand new. They're not squared off or anything at all. I have a brand new set of Michelin Pilots, I think. They were the Michelin Road Street, I don't know. I'll put the name in the link in the video. Anyway, I just got them, I don't know, a few weeks ago, right before my scooter trip, because I thought if I was going to take this, I might want to put fresh rubber on it. But these have been doing just fine. Well, go ahead and jump up on the highway if these people aren't going to go fast. Cruising along at a comfortable 55 indicated. The Cub kind of settles in right here at about 55 to 58 at, let's say, 70% throttle. You can open it up more and push it, but you're really fighting air resistance and losing a lot of efficiency. If I run it more in the 50 to 55 range, the bike doesn't seem to be straining at all, and it gets crazy good gas mileage. 125 plus at that speed, actually up around 130 almost. But if I push it just 5 more miles per hour, then the economy drops, you know, 10, 15 points real fast. So I'm doing this probably 60 real speed here, 57 indicated, which is the speed limit, but, you know, Houston, that means nothing. Yeah, man, I'm up for it. I wouldn't want to be doing the super slab 1,300 miles plus back from Minnesota, but back roads and highways, oh yeah, I'll do it. Hell, I'd even ride it all the way up there just to ride back. It'd be a 3-day trip, day and a half up, day and a half back. Now, I could technically do an iron butt on this thing, a saddle sore anyway, you know, 1,000 miles in 24 hours, that could be done. 50 miles an hour, average speed 20 hours. There you go. There's your iron butt. That trip to Minnesota, I just plugged it into Google Maps. Oh, nice job there, genius. What a complete douchebag. I plugged in that trip in Google Maps and turned off all the highways and interstates and all that. And it said it was 22 hours and change, so that's cool. Hey, I'm not the slowest thing on the highway tonight. Moving along about 60, this guy's doing 50, 55. Okay, well, I've arrived. I'm going to go dig the carrier out of the garage here, out of the warehouse, and find my straps. They should all be together. So, get him hooked up, and we'll test fit the Cub on the carrier, and he kind of knows what he's getting into. Okay, well, mission accomplished. We got the carrier mounted up on his car, or SUV, and he's headed up to Minnesota tomorrow morning. He's going to get up there and do the deal and probably sleep halfway back on the road somewhere. Yeah, this reflective tapes look pretty good. All right. So back home I go. He brought a toy for me to play with. It's called the Backwards Brain Bike by the Smarter Everyday group. This thing has a geared mechanism on the headstock that reverses the handlebar motion. So it's a backwards brain bike. You've got to relearn, reteach yourself how to ride a bike because this thing goes the opposite direction. It's different. I tried it and I failed miserably 3 times in a row. Couldn't even get rolling without falling over. So I got some practice. I need to retrain my brain. So we're taking that over to my house. He wants to drop it off there so my kids and I can play with it. So the bike that he's getting, the Super Cub, the original owner has already put the side stand on it, rear carrier. He's got a bike cover for it. Comes with all the bells and whistles, and I won't tell you how cheap he's getting it until the deal is done. Well, I guess I will, because the deal is going to be done by the time you see this video anyway. He's getting it for $3,000, and the bike has only got like 10 miles on it. The guy rode it just a few minutes, and that's it. He was done with it. So a brand new 2019 Super Cub in the commemorative colors like this one, and he's getting it for $3,000 with all the accessories. Man, that is just a good deal. I was tempted to do it, but as soon as he said that he was interested in it, I was like, all right, as long as somebody around here gets it, you know, a good deal and it doesn't go to waste, man, that's awesome. So it was a really good deal from that guy up there in Minnesota. And I apologize, I've forgotten his name. I exchanged 2 emails with him, but I'm bad with names until I meet somebody face to face. I'll put his name in here, maybe, if he wants me to. I don't know. The benevolent benefactor from Minnesota, that's what we'll call him. So I don't think I've done a nighttime highway run on the Cub. This will be the first nighttime highway run. Well, I mean, I have on the rural highways, but not here in the busy, crazy section. Taking the Cub down Fry Road here. This is a really bumpy road, but in comparison to like the little C3 last time I came through here at night on a scoot, oh my god, I thought I was gonna have to go back and pick up my kidneys. And on this bike, no problem. I mean, it's still bumpy, but the Cub really handles all these bumps very well. So I don't think the PCXs have any less suspension travel than the Cub does. I haven't really compared the specs. It's somewhere around 3 inches and change. It's just that the PCXs ride so much rougher. I don't know why. Spring rates, damping, I don't know. I mean, obviously the Cub has got larger diameter wheels, and that probably helps out a little bit, but a lot of that has to be attributed to the spring rates and the damping. And for a budget bike, it does really well. Really well. Alright, well, another late night commute done. Got Adrian on his way with a bike carrier to head north.